Hi guys, it's Stacy. So I'm going to focus on something else today. I'm going to explain to you what PCOS, which is a condition I have, is, and how the symptoms work and all that kind of stuff, and what it means for me. PCOS is polycystic ovarian syndrome or polycystic ovary syndrome, and I have a definition here on my computer that says it's a condition in women characterized by irregular or no menstrual periods. You're prone to more acne, obesity, excess hair growth. You have a higher risk for high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, and cancer, which freaked the crud out of me when I heard the cancer part. I do not like cancer. Someone who has a large number of cysts in their ovaries. But here's the thing, you can have all of those symptoms, or you can have only a couple, or you can have no cysts in your ovaries but still have polycystic ovarian syndrome, or you can be not even close to having high blood pressure or diabetes. You can be as skinny as a rail and still have it. And that's why it says right here, one thing that people still have no idea about, the cause of PCOS is unknown. No one knows how it starts. No one knows why it's there. They think it has some stuff to do with insulin and metabolic stuff. Can complicate pregnancy for a lot of people, of course, because I didn't have a period for an entire year. Mine had been irregular for a while, and I thought it was kind of normal. But then it got to be 6 months, and I was kind of worried, but I thought, no, it's kind of been that long before, and I'm not going to worry. And then a year went around, and I finally said that I think I need to go in and get this checked, because that's not normal in any respect. So that's what I did, and it led to all this different stuff. So basically, my symptoms are, from what I know from 2004, now they could be worse or better, but I am insulin resistant, which means my body does not recognize the normal level of insulin, so my body makes 5 times more insulin than it needs. And when that insulin doesn't have anywhere to go, it causes fat to be stored. It's kind of like the cells go, well, we don't have anywhere to put our summer clothes, so we'll just stick them up in the attic. And the attic happens to be my stomach, and that's why it gets so big. I don't think I have high blood pressure, if I remember correctly, but I do have high cholesterol levels. Though my good cholesterol is good, but my bad cholesterol needs to be a little bit lower, if I remember right. And then I have high triglycerides, and I'm obese for my age and height. I am very close, or probably do now have diabetes, and I'm supposed to be taking this medication called metformin, but because I've been in and out of jobs and in and out of different states, and with and without medical insurance and money, I haven't gotten back on that yet. But my hope is in the next couple months I'll have a little bit more of my savings, be able to go to the doctor and get that started again, because it's metformin that helps regulate my insulin, which helps regulate everything else, which makes it so I don't gain as much weight. It started to help me when I first was on it in 2004. It started to help me lose a little bit of weight, not a ton, and then it made foods that I normally wouldn't eat, like healthy foods, taste a lot better than I had remembered them tasting. I'm not supposed to eat red meat because it's bad for me. I'm not supposed to eat a lot of fats. I'm not supposed to cut out all carbs. I'm supposed to lessen it a little bit. I need to get rid of high fructose corn syrup in my diet. The dietitian basically said to kind of do a diabetic diet, or an insulin dependent kind of diet that they would put somebody on, depending if they had type 2 diabetes. It's just easier to think of it as type 2 diabetes, because most of the stuff that you treat that with help people with PCOS. there's a chance that when I want to have a family, I'll have a hard time. And that makes me a little... I don't really like to talk about that very much. It's kind of hard to think that because of some random, unknown, specific thing that's going on in my body that causes all these other things to go on, that I may not be able to have kids of my own. And it's kind of not fair, and life isn't fair, but in the end, whatever happens, happens, and hopefully things will be okay. And yeah, so to move on from that, because I don't want to cry, but when I first heard about having PCOS, the thing that scared me the most was when I heard cancer, because at the same time, my grandfather had just passed away the year before from prostate cancer. Sorry, makes me kind of teary. And cancer was just a bad word. And my grandmother before that had breast cancer, and then some people in my church family had breast cancer, and some friends of the family who I love dearly had breast cancer, and cancer was everywhere. And all I heard after my first visit, when I found out what I had, was the chance of cancer if I didn't take care of myself. And I went into my car as stoic as I usually am, and then all of a sudden I just broke down and I started crying. And I was crying I was crying a lot, and then I called my mom, and of course she calmed me down. She's great at that, and let me know I'm not dying, and we can fix this, and we have to work on it. But the problem is, from 2004 until now, I've been completely stupid about getting myself better. When I didn't have medical insurance, it was a lot harder to get prescriptions and stuff, but I could have done it. I could have asked for help to get to the doctor. Now I'm saving up to specifically go to the doctor, and I believe I'll be able to do that next month or October, to get my prescription refilled. And then it's just, I gotta start eating right. This is another reason why I'm so big on this. It's like, I'm basically a walking science experiment. There's a bunch of things that are wrong with me besides just this PCOS thing, and I'm tired of being scared about it, and I know there's things I can be doing, but I got so lazy and so paralyzed by the fear of it that I just didn't want to deal with it. And I was in college from 2003 to 2007, and I would either find excuses not to do it, or I found that every spring I was being diagnosed with something else. I got shingles one year at finals because I was so stressed. I was getting new information about my blood work and stuff. I found out I have liver disease, which is fatty liver because I'm obese, and I think I was paralyzed by the fear, and I had this sick, weird thought that if I stayed sick and obese and worried, that people would pay attention to me and want to take care of me. And I don't know why I just didn't get off my butt and do something. People notice you when you take a hold of what you want to do and move with it, and sometimes they think, okay, that person's been whining for years now, we're kind of done. That's basically what's been going on. I just wanted to explain to you a little bit more about what it's about. It's definitely about being there for my nieces and nephews, or niece and nephew, depending on what my brother and sister have kid-wise, but it's a lot for me too. It's finally time to get off my butt and make sure I haven't done permanent damage to myself. I need to go to the doctor, and if I haven't gone, you have permission to kick me in the butt. There's a lot more to it. If you want to know more, I can explain more in the next blog, but I'm going to have to go now. Bye guys.